What if I told you there are still a few corners of the world where life feels free, where people aren't crushed by rent, or taxes, or politics? Places where you can wake up to ocean air, buy a home for $1, or live well on a fraction of what you spend now. But here's the catch. Those places are disappearing fast. Over the past few years, millions of people, especially Americans, have quietly started looking for a way out. It's not a fantasy anymore. It's a movement. And the numbers are insane. According to Henley and Partners, there's been a 504% increase in Americans asking how to move abroad. They're tired. Tired of politics, stress, debt, and a system that just doesn't work for them anymore. But the truth is, escaping doesn't mean giving up everything. It might actually mean getting your life back. So today, we're diving deep into the question everyone's secretly asking. Where can you still live free before it's too late? Let's be honest for a second. Most of us grew up believing in some version of the same story. Work hard, buy a house, raise a family, retire one day. But that dream, especially in countries like the US, is breaking down. Housing prices? Out of control. The average home in America now costs around $440,000, the highest it's ever been. Healthcare? A single hospital visit can wipe out your savings. Even daily life, rent, food, bills, feels like a treadmill that never stops. People are realizing something uncomfortable. You can't buy peace, not where you are right now. So more and more people are asking the question that used to sound extreme: what if I just left? And that's where this global shift begins. The new wave of escapers. The new migration isn't about war or poverty. It's about quality of life. People are looking for places that still value time, safety, and simplicity. They're not trying to be rich. They're trying to be free. Let's look at what's actually happening. Portugal, the gateway to Europe. Portugal has become the modern-day escape hatch. With digital nomad visas, retirement programs, and affordable housing in the north, it's one of the easiest countries to move to legally. You can rent a small apartment for under $700 a month, enjoy free or low-cost healthcare, and live in safety. The northern towns like Viana do Castelo and Caminha are still untouched by mass tourism. You'll find medieval streets, quiet cafes, and a pace of life that feels like time forgot to speed up. People say, I came for the weather, but I stayed for the peace. And that sums up Portugal perfectly. Italy, the $1 dream. You've seen the headlines: Italian villages selling homes for €1. But behind the viral stories lies something real. A country begging for people to bring life back to its empty towns. Take Alalai, a mountain village in Sardinia. They're literally inviting Americans to buy abandoned homes for $1, as long as you promise to renovate them. The mayor says, we're betting on Americans to help us revive the village. They're our winning card. Sure, it's not as easy as it sounds. You'll spend $20,000 to $50,000 fixing the place up. But think about it, that's still cheaper than a single year of rent in New York or LA. And in return, you get something money can't buy: belonging. Incentives to move. Believe it or not, some countries are so desperate to attract new people, they're literally paying you to live there. Let's break down a few of the wildest offers. Ireland. Through the Our Living Islands program, Ireland is giving grants of up to €70,000 to anyone willing to move to its remote islands and restore an old home. It's part of a plan to bring life back to communities that have been fading for decades. You get the grant, you fix up a home, and you become part of a small, quiet world where the Atlantic is your backyard. For some people, that's heaven. Switzerland. The small alpine village of Albinen will pay you around $28,000 per adult just to move there and stay for 10 years. It's clean, quiet, safe, and completely different from the chaos most people live in today. The only requirement, you buy a house worth at least $228,000 and actually live there. Chile. In Santiago, if you've got a startup idea, you can join Startup Chile, a government-backed accelerator that gives you up to $77,000 in funding. They're not just looking for workers, they want builders. And the city itself? It's becoming one of the most affordable innovation hubs in the world. These programs might sound crazy, but they're real, and they show one thing clearly. While some countries are pushing people out, others are pulling them in. The new free destination. Now, let's talk about places where life itself is just easier. Colombia. Medellin, known as the City of Eternal Spring, has perfect weather, world-class healthcare, and a cost of living so low that couples can live well for around $1,500 a month. You can rent a modern apartment for under $800, eat incredible food, and never feel rushed. People used to fear Colombia. Now, they're falling in love with it. Vietnam. Vietnam is one of the most underrated freedom zones on Earth. You can live comfortably for $1,200 a month with $3 street food and $300 apartments. There's a reason so many digital nomads never leave. It's cheap, safe, and rich in culture. And you're surrounded by people who actually smile at strangers. Bali, Indonesia. If you want something spiritual, a place where life feels meaningful, Bali still has it. A one-bedroom villa by the beach costs about $1,000 a month, and a gourmet dinner for two might be $40. The entire island runs on a slower rhythm: sunrise yoga, ocean swims, community, balance. For many expats, Bali is not about escaping the system, it's about remembering who they were before it. Thailand. Thailand might just be the world's reset button. Rent a beachfront condo in Phuket for $600 a month, eat fresh seafood for $4, get world-class healthcare for less than $50 a visit. And most importantly, feel free. That's why so many who come to visit never leave. Malaysia. Malaysia is the secret country everyone forgets to mention. You can live a full cosmopolitan life, skyscrapers, street food, beaches, on a small budget. A modern 3-bedroom apartment in Kuala Lumpur costs between $600 and $1,200 a month. And the food? Some of the best on the planet for $2 a meal. Spain's green north? Forget Barcelona, the real Spain is in the north. Regions like Galicia and Asturias are peaceful, green, and affordable. You can live in a fishing village by the Atlantic for half what you'd pay in Madrid. People still greet you on the street. You can hear birds instead of traffic. This is what living free really means. The meaning of living free. So what does living free actually mean? It's not about running away from your country. It's about choosing how you want to live your one life. Freedom isn't just political, it's personal. It's the freedom to slow down, to walk outside and not hear sirens, to afford a home or a meal or time with your family, to stop worrying about bills and start living days that actually feel like yours. In Greece's Peloponnese region, you can rent a home for $320 a month, eat by the sea, and live surrounded by ancient history. In Costa Rica's southern zone, people trade their office jobs for mountain mornings and ocean sunsets. In Montenegro, couples live comfortably for under $1,800 a month, steps away from the Adriatic. These aren't fantasy numbers, they're real, right now. But here's the warning, they won't stay that way forever. Every time one of these hidden paradises goes viral, prices rise, locals get pushed out, and another piece of paradise disappears. That's why this video isn't about escaping later. It's about realizing later might be too late. Conclusion. Right now, the world feels chaotic: elections, debt, fear, division. But quietly, there's another story unfolding. A story of people walking away from all that and finding peace somewhere new. From Portugal's coastal towns to Thailand's temples, from Ireland's islands to Panama's beaches, there are still places where life feels simple, human, and real. And for anyone watching this who's ever thought, there has to be more than this, you're right, there is. You just have to look in the right places and have the courage to go. Watch the next video and see how the people who understand where the money's moving next always win. And if you're serious about staying ahead of that shift, hit subscribe. You'll want to see what's coming next.